Okay, so let me turn to the central question, and we'll go over to the CBC board overview. Okay, right, so our central question is what is expected of me on the FSA writing exam? Okay, so if we head over here, our agenda, we have our bell ring, a CBC board overview. We have a mini lesson on the argumentative writing. Okay, so we already did an informational text, a different informational essay, right? What was our informational essay on? The poem, which poems?
The 3 poems. The Passion Shepherd, William, Marlowe, and Wright.
Yes, exactly, right. And what did we look at? What was our central idea?
The relationship between love and nature.
Yes, the relationship between love and nature. Okay. So what? And someone said it. I think I heard. Contavia, did you say it? What did we do with those 3 poems? We compared them, right? We compared them. So that's a skill that we already tackled, and we can use when we are writing or when you guys get to the FSA writing. Okay. So we'll look at, since we did informational, we'll look at argumentative. We'll have an informational activity. We'll have a collaborative discussion, right? Because I think it's really important that we talk to each other. And we just had our bell ringer, right? Listening to each other. Someone doesn't know what a topic sentence is, right? I'm not the only one that knows. You guys know too. So it's really important that you guys communicate with each other and help each other out because this is serious, you guys, right? And this is coming up upon us really, really soon. And if we get to the end, we'll have our shout outs, all right? Once again, our central question is, what are the elements of argumentative and informational essay, and what is expected of me in the FSA writing, okay? The standards that we'll be looking at, once again, these are the FSA standards, right, are the argumentative, what are arguments and how do we support them? What are informational and explanatory text? So that's really key, you guys. If you see, and I'll show you guys in a little bit, right? But if you see they say, write an explanatory essay, they're asking for an informational essay. Same thing that we have done already, okay? And things that were being addressed is how to produce a coherent writing piece, all right? So something that Nadia brought up was this organizational, or the organization of the writing, okay? That's really important, and we need to make sure that we understand that. And we will be I'll be looking for you to participate in the collaborative discussion. Once again, this is really, really important for us to reflect on what we know and don't know, and help each other understand these different things, okay? So, in product, students will demonstrate an understanding of what is expected of them through their assessment of the 2015 writing exemplar using the FSA writing rubric, okay? So we're gonna do this all together, all right? And what we're gonna do, we're gonna look at a writing prompt from last year, okay? And we're gonna also look at a 442, right? So a example of what got a 10. Remember, there's 10 points for the FSA writing part, right? The text-based writing. We're gonna look at what a 10 would look like, okay? And we will also complete an outline of argumentative essay itself. So we're gonna be doing both, and I'm hoping that we get through everything as long as we stay focused and we participate, okay, guys? So that's what we're doing. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not. And class will go back with
Miss, did you go there Saturday?
Yeah. So
I was gonna go during the hurricane.
So really quickly, guys, right? The FSA English or ELA writing test is on the computer. Okay? It's on the computer. Right, okay? So we need to understand that, right? There is one 120-minute session. Okay, so how long is 120 minutes?
About 2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay? That's how much time you have. All right? And you will complete this session in one school day, right? So like the reading, there's 2 parts. The writing, there's only one. You only have one shot at this, okay? So 120 minutes, which means how long do you need to be awake for? 2 hours. Right? No falling asleep, you guys. No falling asleep. Okay? You don't have much time. So here's an example of what this looks like. Okay? So you have your reading passages, your writing prompt, and your text space where you'll be able to type your response. Luckily for you, because it's type-based, you don't have a limit of what you can write, okay? For many of us, right, when we're in class and stuff, when we're writing our stuff down, we might say, I'm running out of space, right? And we get a little confused with that. Here you have a limited space. Here will be your screen for what your reading passages are, all right? This will be your prompt right here, and this is where you will put your answer in. Okay, so will be typing this out. Now, once again, there is no checking for spelling and all that kind of stuff, right? So you need to make sure you're putting the periods, you're putting your exclamation marks, everything that you're putting in there, you need to make sure that it's there, okay? So, really, really quickly. The argumentative essay, okay, so just a little mini lesson on this, right? It requires you to investigate a topic, collect, generate, and evaluate evidence, and establish a position on the topic in a concise manner. All right, so what I want us to do is just look at an example, a real life example of what this might look like. So can I get a volunteer?
The argumentative essay is a genre of writing that requires you to investigate a topic, 2, collect, generate, and evaluate evidence, and 3, establish a position on the topic in a concise manner.
Okay, right, so come Alex, you're gonna be my volunteer. Thank you for reading it again, right? But you're my volunteer. So let's look at this. Come, stand up.
Stand up.
Yeah, come. We're
Well,
about to
I'm
act
just
this
trying
out
to
real
be
quick.
nice. We ain't trying to stand up.
Come.
Do that.
Let's look at this. Okay, right? So, it's no different, you guys, than a real argument. It's no different than a real argument, okay? So let's say I went to the movies, right? You're gonna use my stuff like that. Okay, right? I went to the movies, and Alex, I went to the movie that I bumped into him, right? And I looked at him and I said, you know, Alex, that movie was lame. What'd you say?
Hey, you gotta follow it.
Oh. Why, Miss Lou?
The special effects were bad. The monsters were obviously fake.
I thought the movie was good because the acting was unbelievable.
Was unbelievable? Was believable. Okay, well, nope, it was lame, right? Let's say I just said, nope, it was lame, right? What am I missing if this is an argument?
Reasons
Why it was lame, right? It makes no sense, okay? I said, nope, it was lame. I just cut the conversation right there, right? A good response would be, yes, Alex, the acting was good, but the horrible special effects were too distracting and caused some awkward moments, right? Why is that a better answer? Why?
Explain your style.
Explain why his name.
Yeah, now I'm giving you, right? So, this part is called my what? My claim. What is your claim?
Is it name?
Like the movie name.
The movie is lame. Okay, so what is a general definition of your claim? What is that?
Explain.
Like your,
What you
my,
argue?
my opinion, right? What I'm arguing, okay? Now, right? The special effects were bad, the monsters were obviously fake is my what? Okay, that does what?
Explain.
Supports, right, my claim. Very good. Now my counterclaim, what is that? So, or who has the counterclaim?
Person you
The
argue
person
with.
The person I'm arguing with, right? So Alex had the counterclaim, and he said, right, I thought the movie was good because the acting was believable, right? Why is this answer a good answer?
Because it's the opposite of what
He's
you felt.
yeah.
It's opposite of
What
what
you
I
think?
felt. Okay, what
And he on
else?
topic.
It's on topic. What else?
He explained why he was good.
And he explains why. He didn't say, nope, it was good. That's it.
Nobody else.
Right? He told me, now I have an understanding of why he thought it was good. Now, my bad response, right? If I just said, nope, it was like, did I really listen to what he said?
No.
Right? So does this show evidence that I understood what he said?
Yeah.
This does? If I just say, nope, it
Oh,
was
no,
good.
no.
No, something they're looking for, you guys. The reason why you have an argumentative essay, right? You need to make sure you basically highlight, right, what they're saying, is because they need to know that you understood. You understand what the argument is. You understand what people are saying against it, and you can still, right, make a claim based on those two sides. You can have a thesis based on those two sides, right? So once again, yes, the acting was good, but the horrible special effects were too distracting and caused some awkward moments, right? So how many pieces of evidence did I use to support my, right, my
Two.
two, right?
Special effects.
Special effects,
No, it was distracting and awkward moments.
right? Special effects were distracting and there were some awkward moments. Okay, makes sense? Makes sense? Okay, thank you, Alex. Can we give Alex a hand? Yay! Thank
Don't
you.
get a shot out the alley.
Right. So, we all understand the parts, okay? We all understand the parts. Right? So once again, just to clarify, right? An argument states a claim and supports it with reasons and evidence from the sources, and we're going to look at that, okay? We're going to definitely look at what that means, okay? A counter argument, you guys, an argument that stands in opposition to your argument, and the counter argument is the opponent's side, okay? So you're the proponent, you're for whatever you're arguing, right? And you have the opponent, okay? So that's the side that you're not, that's the other side, okay? So you want to make sure you mention that, all right? And refutation, right? Simply disproving an opposing argument is an important skill because it is how a writer successfully convinces the audience of the validity of his or her own argument, okay? So what you want to make sure, when you make an argument, you want to make sure that you're saying, hey, this is why. You can just say, the movie is lame, right? Because then someone will say, well, why? Why is it lame? You want to make sure that you're giving your evidence, okay? So, I want us to just hop over really quickly to what Nadia had asked about, and this was the organization, right? Which is a good thing. That was a great question that you asked, Nadia. That's why I keep going back to it. Okay, so I'm not calling you out. I'm just going back to it because I think it's something that a lot of us have are confused about. Okay, right? So title. This is for when we're actually doing a real argumentative essay, right, Alex? Right? But in this particular situation, you have your intro, your body paragraph, and your conclusion. Okay, there's different ways you can set this up, you guys. But here, sorry, I got real specific in this, but we went over this, you guys. So I'm gonna just go to how you can organize it really quickly. Give me 1 second. So here, when it comes to organizing it, something that I challenge you to do, and I would like you to do, is offer your argument, okay, whatever your claim is, offer your counter argument, right? And then after you've set your arguments, then give a counter. Sorry, give your argument and then give a counter. So for example, that might look like, if this is your paper, remember the reading is on this side, right? Your prompt is going to be up here, and this is where you can write, okay? Right? You would have your intro. Let's say this is your first paragraph. This is your intro, right? Then you have your body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3. Remember, you only have 120 minutes. So is this essay going to be as long as when we did our informational text? No. You don't have as much time. I'm not expecting that. But what I am expecting that you still are able to organize your essay between 4 and 5 paragraphs, okay? You want to make sure you have an intro, you want to make sure you have your body paragraphs and your conclusion. Now, something I would suggest that you do, you have your 2 reasons, okay? So you write this here, you write this here. This third body paragraph should be your counter argument, which means that you're including whatever side you're taking, you include the other side and argue against it, okay? So you argue, you make your arguments, and argue against whoever opposes your argument. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Anybody confused? Like, now's the time to ask those questions, you guys. That's why I'm going through this. Makes sense, right? You have your intro. You introduce it. What's important in your intro?
Thesis.
Your thesis, okay? Your thesis is really important. If nothing else is there, make sure your thesis is there. What are you arguing, okay? Here, what goes in these 2 spots? What are you doing here? Your 2 reasons, right? So reason 1, and then reason number 2. Now, what do you do to support your reasons? What do you need here? Evidence. Evidence from the sources that you use. What goes in this third body paragraph?
The
The counter argument, you guys, right? And what is your counter argument doing? Opposing, right? And what does that mean?
Going against what the other person said.
Going against your first and second reason.
You go against your first and second? What happens?
No. You get evidence of your reason.
You get evidence that goes against those 2 reasons and argue, right?